Lovella Mogere, your transformational life coach. My purpose is to teach women to live their best life by tapping into the power of intentional thinking. Each month, women globally gather to explore designated topics, taking time to listen within and empower self so that we can connect and network with others in an authentic and powerful way. Join us as we will share valuable insights together. Whether you are just beginning your journey into becoming your best self or you are a seasoned traveler, you are welcome here.
Now, in order for you to yet find who you are, tapping into yourself, you have got to walk in the intentionality of you. First, let's find your voice. When I say let's find your voice, when you speak, will you speak in the voice of your mother? Will you speak in the voice of the narratives of those that told you that you're not going to be anything? Will you speak in the voice of that leader that said you're that prophet, that evangelist, that career leader, that whoever you are? What voice projects? What voice present? What is in the background of your mind? What are you echoing? What are you echoing? Whose voice are you echoing? So if you'd like, you could unmute your phone and you could even put it in the chat and you could also voice it. You might very well say, well, I'm walking in my own and I have my own frequency, but there's an underlining wavelength right there that there's a projection, there's negative projected through that voice. There's an echo through that voice. And it is a constant reminder of letting you know, again, you're not going to do anything. You're not worth it. You're not beautiful. You're too dark. You're too this. You're not wife material. You're not this. There's a voice that comes as a constant reminder, stripping away and cutting away at the essence of you. So anybody would like to voice or to speak on that? Would anybody else like to share?
Hi, Lovella. It's Michelle.
Uh-huh.
It's funny you said that, like, what voice is echoing. Right now, I've been really tapping into my father. Like, my father passed away in 2011, and
Okay.
he was a writer. Like, he, wrote poetry, and he wasn't in my life when I was young. He was addicted to drugs or what have you. And then when I found out that he was a writer, and when we restored our relationship, before he passed, everything that I thought I wasn't, because I didn't have my father around, when, I read his poetry and I read my poetry, that voice, like, I hear his voice now saying all those things that I thought I wasn't. So, like, you're beautiful, like, you're my daughter, like, I named you unique for a reason. Like, I hear all those positive affirmations in his voice. And when I read his words, from his poems. So that's now where I'm at now in my life. That's the echoing, voice I hear, helping me to, like, really walk in my value as a woman. Because as a child, I wanted to hear that from my father, and I didn't hear that because he wasn't around. But now that I can read his words, now that we had, a relationship before he passed, that really is the echoing voice behind, like, my purpose now.
So
I know that now.
that
I didn't know that before.
would that voice be a voice affirming the womanhood in you, or who you are as a person per se?
I think it's affirming the womanhood in me. I think it's more so affirming that, because like I said, I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have my father's voice of telling me I'm valued, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that. So now that I was able to restore that relationship with him, and now that I see our commonalities of writing and how he expressed his love for me through writing, and how, he told me verbally, but I have, like, a large collection of his writing, it's affirming my womanhood. It's giving me that validation that I needed when I was, younger in a way.
And did it bring it immediate healing? Did it fill some holes, some pockets upon hearing his words?
It brought some healing through us having that relationship. When he passed and I really went back to read his work, to read his
Mm-hmm.
words and the things that he's written to me, it
Yes.
filled a void, but I still have residue that I'm trying to push
Mm-hmm.
forward. But I know that I can, because I know more of I have that validation and confirmation from my father. So I know that I can push forward, from that residue that was telling me I wasn't,
Yes, yes. So what did you put into place when you not only heard his voice, but you felt his voice within? What did you put into place to move forward? What was your actions?
Well, of course, I started writing even more, right? Because that's what I'm working on now. I'm trying to really accomplish this book with my voice and his voice, like our writings. But what I put forward is telling myself that I don't deserve what I was currently in, like making steps to say, I'm going to live for me. Like, I'm not going to live in, this relationship or these bad friendships or whatever, because I know my value more now, it's really connecting the pieces. I'm not at the fullness of it yet, but like, it's really he is that echo for me. He's that echo for me to keep moving forward, because I know that how he viewed me, he really confirmed that womanhood. So the actions is to just day by day taking these steps, even being in this class, day by day pushing through that residue, of course with the help of God. We all know that God is first, but pushing through that residue of walking in his affirmations of what he thought of me as my father.
So what I heard you saying is that you made a decision, and you made a decision to move forward. And in doing so, every day you're making decisions again to put things into place to move forward, which is good. Key word, guys, is she made a decision. Because sometimes we could be in a place that we're still stuck and we're still trying to figure out what to do. She made a decision to move forward, progress forward. That was powerful. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Okay. And then Shay said, that make it, okay, that's the old one. True, that was Charmaine. True. I can say for me, walls are falling, well, one brick at a time. Now I'm aware of the voices that try to come through, the negative ones. I know and understand it. I have the authority to stop it and replace it. I had to change my perception of me. I am an adult, not a child. So I had to stop those childhood stigmas, voices from trying to invade my space. Powerful, powerful. I know what God gave me, and that means you now take value of what he gave you. Awesome. What he put in me. Faith and belief. He made me who I am. That means recognition of who you are, your worth, your value. Beautiful. Made me who I am physically and the way I think. So you realize the way you're wired. It's the reason why I think the way I do. My mom is a strong voice in my life. After I filter through those choice words, she called everyone for teasing me. Like you said, filter through those choice words. That's powerful. Filter through those choice words. And in doing so, again, what I'm hearing is that not only did you filter, which means you recognize it, and then you choose to shut it down by filtering through it, and then you choose to shut it down. Because sometimes, even in evolving and growing and in maturation, a voice could come up from the depths of the darkness to stifle or, again, to echo upon progress. Um, so which means that voice that came about was dismissive. Even though you're moving forward, you might have dismissed it, but you didn't take the time to now, like you said, tackle it, deal with it, and now filter it and choose now an action as to what to do with it. So, and that voice can very well be critical, not saying that they didn't love you, not saying that they didn't show or display love, not saying that they didn't fight for you, but at the same time, based on their culture, based on what they grew up when and how they grew up, it could be a voice that was judgmental. It could be a voice that was critical. It could very well be that they are now reproducing what was done to them. So upon recognition of the pattern, Upon recognition of what was done to them, was also done to their ancestors. Now, what you could do is realize and detect cycles, and now break cycles by creating new norms, creating new norms. And for those that have children, will say, I'm not going to repeat the same behavioral pattern. So with that, you choose to change. You choose to change by intercepting and now creating a new foundation, creating a new foundation. Awesome. This was powerful. It was powerful. What has shaped us as women is either one, social conditioning, the way we grew up, the way it was molded culturally and generationally. Social conditioning also exposed levels, whether via relationship, marriage, friendship, school, ministry-wise, career-wise. It shaped our thinking, and it also caused us to be the person that we are today. And in doing so, it created a new norm. And so for you, as one that might be that overachiever, through your dreams, you might find that you might run hard, drive hard, but yet you might run into that person or the voices that will come to restrict. What are you doing? Why do you fight so hard? What are you doing? And then come to stop or to break. Keyword: break you down. And so it could very well be that they tap into the strength of you and thinking that you are trying to be masculine, but in reality, you're that alpha female, you're that leader. You had to be a leader. You had to take care of your sisters, your siblings. You have to, that's just who you are. You are that natural leader. And in doing so, you're finding that now that not only are you an overachiever, but you push through, and the mindset is to achieve goals. You have milestones. And then here comes that voice, that image, that power that comes to restrict, that comes to hinder, that comes to put a cap on you, literally comes to recondition your mind, just like the enemy does, to break you down, break you down until you, to bring about restriction, obstacle. And how do they do that? By limited thinking and restrictive thinking. Why do you have to do all of that? Like these young folks say, you're doing too much. No, that's just who you are. Some go beyond. It's natural that you go beyond. You being that having the spirit of excellence might be that you saw it, but you're not going to stop until you get it the way you see it, envision it in your mind. And if you have to put in 110 hours, if you have to go at it 2-3 weeks until you envision it, get it to envision the way you see it in your mind, that's just who you are. And so you'll have those that comes to restrict. So I'm just strict. Why are you doing that? Just do it. You're not getting paid for that. Just different scenarios in a sense that will cause you now to pull back, to withdraw. Or you could very well hear that voice that brings about a negativity, that voice of, that's critical. Why are you doing that? That don't look right. Don't make sense. And then because they spoke that, here it is now, you have withdrawn. And you have stepped away from your norm, which is creativity. You have stepped away from the essence of you. You have stepped away from the product of you. You have stepped away from the essence, the substance of you, because that voice came to criticize what you were building, what you were implementing, what you were executing. So with that, you have to know and learn to recognize that voice of criticism. You have to come and know to learn the voice that come to restrict, come to stop, to hinder. But you have to recognize it and also push past it.
Thank you for joining us in this session of Are You Ready for You? You no longer have to live in despair any longer. Everything you need to take control of your life, to change the course of your destiny, experiencing peace in your home, promotion in your career, and unlocking your highest potential is available to you today. How? By tapping into your power of intentional thinking. Please make sure to visit our website at lovellamogere.com, where you can subscribe to our latest updates. While you're at it, if you found value in this session, we'd appreciate you if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Lovella Mogere and also on Instagram at @LMogere. If you're interested in private coaching, you can contact Dr. Lovella Mogere on lovellamogere.com.